Good morning, people. Good morning. Sorry about that. Yeah, I had the camera pointing in the wrong direction. My apologies. Yeah, I'm still in bed. Yes. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yes. Little Lily is sleeping by me. She's doing well. Yes. Good morning. Good morning, Monday morning. Today is Monday, June 26, 2023. And this is the beautiful Manhattan Island skyline. Yes, and the time is about 8:10 in the morning. I want to talk about some things today. I I'll try not staying on too long. Um, yes, someone sent me a video, and on the thumbnail of this video is the a YouTuber. I've never seen them before. Riverside something, Homestead. Yeah, you see the name on the thumbnail that I used to upload for this live stream. Um, he shared. It was a snapshot I did of some of the items that were recalled. Yes, there are items that are being recalled. So you could just, look at the video in detail. So, you see the name of the YouTuber, the channel name and the name of the video. So you could see in detail the video. I just wanted to talk about what it, my thoughts about it, or a food supply in America. And I used to be in the food industry. I used to work in the hotel restaurants, and was trained in school about how to handle foods and things like that. The in preparation and um, keeping foods at certain temperatures and hygiene, things like that. And I was alarmed about this recent food scare. And what's interesting is that this information was out since January. Yeah, food is being recalled by the manufacturer, the people who harvest these fruits, these frozen fruits. The mixed berries, the strawberries, all this and that, and it's kept frozen, so you could use it in smoothies. Okay, and there is a scare of hepatitis A. Yep, hepatitis A. And you know how that usually occurs, people? Hepatitis A? Someone going to the bathroom, wiping their boom boom, and they don't wash their hands properly. Or let's say they wash their hands properly, wash their hands, but let's say they were opening the door to leave but if the person before them didn't wash their hands properly, um, they'll get it, even though they did the right thing. But so, um, what I learned when I was in the industry, I wasn't in there long. Uh, you wash your hands, and then when you're going to dry them, you get a towel. You get a paper towel, and when you turn it off the water using the paper, hopefully they have the automatic dispenser, like you wave your hand in front of the sensor and it feeds out paper. And you take the paper, dry your hands, and then you take more paper, and then you turn off the faucet. Now, some faucets are or electrical, and you just put your hand over the sensor so you don't have to touch anything. And then when you exit in the door, you have the paper, and you use it to open the door, and you throw out the paper. Some places that, when I was in college, they were so into this hygiene because the school had a nursing program and the nutrition program. And by the door, they didn't have a garbage pail by the door, but it'd be all these paper towels. See, the people knew about the hygiene. So when they were leaving, exiting the door, they put the paper beside on the corner, right beside the door, and exit. And I realized that's what they were doing. Yeah. So hepatitis A, you wouldn't want it. And some things creep up on you and attacks your liver, your liver, and it'll eventually shut down your organs. Yes. And here it's summer, summertime now. And yes, good morning, Vera. Good morning, good morning. So now you have summer here. And in some locations in the USA, you have people who love their barbecues. And they want to make refreshing drinks and utilizing frozen berries in their punch and all that stuff will be utilized. Yeah, you want to stay cool this summer. So, so the recall, the company, and the name of the company, when you look at the video, that from the thumbnail that I uploaded, you'll see the company, and it indicates in the video the lot numbers and all that, the different company uh, that supply the food, because they have different distributors, and places like Walmart, they carried the food. And, big outlets like that carried this particular frozen fruits, berries and everything. So take time and look at it for yourself. And I wish your family safety. Yeah, I don't buy frozen foods, but I know of people who do buy some frozen foods, and wow, I wish them well. We buy this food thinking it's going to, that is held with safety. So I want to talk about that, the food industry. And my I'm only sharing this with you. Again, my motive is not to insult anybody. It's not to insult the country, the people, what we call bigotry and things like that. It's not about that. It's about what is happening. And what I've seen in the industry. Not, you have people who are in industry because it's a job. And nothing wrong with a job, but it's your mindset about the job. Or is this your profession? Oh, wow, I'm sorry. I see that I have a cord on. It's plugged in. I have something plugged, my computer is plugged in, but it just prompted out that the power is low. Okay. So yeah, let me try to hurry up. So yeah, so I'm not here to shame anybody, but my experience, and I did talk about this before. I used to be in the cooking industry. I was trained to be the future pastry chefs. I got my certificate in pastry arts, and you had to take a whole, a lot of stuff. Food prep, sanitation, um, and other stuff. And then you had your externship. It's like an internship. And you have to, learn uh, about how to prepare food safely. Um, and what was discussed once, one of the instructors, we had many instructors, and she shared her experience as a teacher of hygiene and sanitation practices while handling food. And there were people from other parts of the Americas, and they had to clean this glass. It might have been in a hotel or something like that. And um, many industries, they are hiring people, cheap labor. And I'm always cautious, be very cautious, people, of people who just want to hire cheap labor. Because it could also mean cheap, um, how do you say, a cheap mindset. There's nothing wrong being frugal. Yes, be frugal, be wise. But if you have a cheap mindset, you're going to be cheap to your customers too. It's a mindset, it's a selfish mindset because you pay the wage, and if you cannot afford to stay in business, then don't be in business. But they want to get away with some of the practices, so they get inferior ingredients. They give low wages or below wages, and they can get away with the below wages if the people are undocumented. I'll use that term, undocumented workers. Okay, so it's a mindset. You have both are doing criminal behavior, that which is an employer and employee, both, and both could exploit one another. And so, on a particular occasion, my teacher had said that what she witnessed. A person is cleaning something with the glasses, and she is using a cloth, and she tells the person, "Oh yes, I cleaned the glass very well. See, I spat in it and use it, wipe it clean." Okay, you heard me right, people? You heard me right. She thought, so, make because it looked it's shiny after she spat in the glass, and then see from the country she's from, uh, that's what they do. So things could look clean, but it's not clean. And in America today, it's all about illusions. Things to look like something, but it's not. Things might look sweet and delicious, but it's not. A lot of the foods, like the pastries and stuff, it look good. America knows how to make things that look good, but uh, it's not good for you. It doesn't even taste good. It looks fake. It's fake food. And you have fake employers and employees who make you think that they are about showing goodwill. When you have a business, you are to represent goodwill, that what you're selling to the public is not going to harm you. And spitting in a glass and wiping it. In some cultures, this might be acceptable. Not all cultures know about sanitation and hygiene. So nothing wrong with hiring people who can use a job. You might have an area where you're understaffed and you need helpers. You need employees. So you may scout for some. And if people are coming in slowly, and then they're being grafted into society, being taught about certain practices, and such as not spitting in the glass and wiping it clean, you know, um, it's not going to be as much of a problem. But now places like New York City, where I live, there is an extreme influx. There is no like debriefing. There's nothing like to bridge them into the standards, the standards, the high standards that we used to have here in the United States of America. And its success depends on professionalism, making sure that things are done uh, with consideration, with the right practices behind it. That's not going to get you sick. But see, if you question certain things, people like to use the race card or these things, and it's a smoke screen. It's a smoke screen to hide activity. It's to hide the illicit behavior. You're doing something illicit if you're hiring people who are not lawfully here. And those people who are willing to come here illegally, they also are criminals. So you have a criminal, a double criminal, preparing intimate things. Food is intimate because it's going inside of you. So here from January of 2023 to June of this year, there is a recall on the food, on these berries, these frozen berries, that many people in our culture, in American culture, we have these frozen berries. We like fruits all year round, in and out of season, because we have a culture that loves things like smoothies, maybe making pancakes and putting berries on it. So you always have it. And now, okay, it's a voluntary recall, according to the video that I'm referencing. And again, you can look at the thumbnail of this live stream, and you can get the name of the YouTuber and the name of the video, and you can watch it in detail. Okay, so I'm concerned about that. I'm very concerned. Uh, and also, I'm concerned again in New York City, we have an influx of, some could be refugees, and some are just plain out illegals, and maybe pretending to, um, how do you say, to be want to claim refugee status. But we all know that over 90% of the people who claim asylum never come, because they're supposed to get a hearing. They get a hearing date and they never show up. So it's all for show. And you have industries that hire these type of people because they're cheap labor, they're bountiful, and they get away with it, and they might pay off certain communities. Like you might have like a resort that hires undocumented workers, and then they pay the cops, they pay the local government to be hush hush. But again, many of these people, they may not speak the language, and they don't want to learn the language. And I'm concerned about that because uh, if you're serving the American community, you should learn the language, the customs, and all that. Now, let's say they're not working and living by America. Let's say they have their own separate community. They have their own businesses, their own schools, and things like that. Then, hey, they do your thing. Do your thing. I have no problem with that, you know. But I do have a problem with if someone is not here legally, and when you do something illegal, you're desperate, and you might do risky behavior. And even with companies that, okay, it might be stationed south of the border, But still, you are what you're doing there with the company. What it reminds me of is that okay, uh, it's not on our soil, but we're going to hire this cheap labor in this uh, region, and then ship it into the U.S. So it's just different ways how they play the same game. Those who are companies that are here on the U.S. mainland, and those American companies on some other border, but they're still exploiting the cheap labor. They're not adhering to uh, hygienic practices. And every region has its own culture and way of doing things. And if you're in that culture, that, so be it. But a lot of Americans do get sick when they go over there. Be careful. Yeah, I'm very concerned about this, especially living in New York City. And it's like a big transition. It's like overnight, this switch over. And I'm concerned about um, the food. We have berries and stuff like that. I mean, here these were frozen berries that were of issues that are recalled. Okay, why are they just telling us now? It's 6 months. 6 months, and yes, it's voluntary. So what happened between the 6 months? Why isn't it? Why wasn't it told sooner? So something's happening and it's being withheld. Things could be happening, but if you're not told it, you think nothing's going on. There are things that happen here in New York City. Last week on Tuesday, it was a loud explosion. I called uh, 911 and I relayed the message. Hey, I heard what sounded like an explosion. And then in the background, then you heard the sirens after the like 50-second marker, because I called immediately. I ran to that phone, I dialed 911. And the police officers, because I called back and followed up. Hey, what happened? And they played stupid about it. I called several locations and they all played dumb. And they said, well, if that precinct doesn't know, and maybe nothing happened. Maybe it was just a construction. Well, this was in the evening, and construction is they go home for the day. They go home before sunset. They're not going to be out there on some high-rise construction site and fall off the edge because you can't see. Yeah, it was at nighttime. It was after 8:30 p.m. It's dark out there. So some things that happen locally, and it's hidden from you. And when you question it, they play dumb. So things could actually be going on. Could be going on in the hotels, the fancy hotels. See, people are getting desperate. A lot of the good workers, the citizens here, a lot of them left New York. So now they want to fill it up, and what are they filling it up with? Are they filling up with people who spit in your glass and tell you that, oh, it's clean now? I'm scared. I'm nervous about this. I'm very nervous. When it happens in your back door, when it happens to you, when you get sick, or people that you know get sick, and things are covered up, hiring practices. And then there's things, as I mentioned before in a prior video, microaggressions start. Microaggressions from these new people. When they get more popular in a region, then the microaggressions, and they don't want to do certain things, and they get aggressive. And I don't like that. Yeah, it gets me very, very angry. Yeah, and so the next thing I want to talk about with the food, because it's all about food and health. I've always been a conscientious about my health, very hyper vigilant at times. You know, I lived around someone growing up who had a chronic disease, and they died from it, and it's a horrible, horrible death. Um, and when I had got, early in the year, my labs and the blood pressure, were not good. And it was following in the footstep. Like all of a sudden, some of this stuff was all of a sudden. The blood pressure and the glucose levels were problematic. And yes, I got a little scared. And I explained yesterday in a video. Um, I've been exploring the keto diet for a couple of weeks now. Um, on and off, I started, I think, in April of this year, April 2023. And I was motivated with the carnivore diet. But I think I will, implement, be more keto than carnivore. I do like my veggies, and it'll help fill me up more. Having some veggies with the meat. Um, but I really was impressed with the results of the fat loss. Yeah, I have. See, when you have that gut, the fat in the gut, you can have skinny legs, skinny arms, but it's that gut, the gut fat, that could be real problematic. And if you have a family history, a strong family history of diabetes, um, be aware. So yeah, some of the shows, videos that I've been watching yesterday was very, very encouraging. I watched this young, she's now 16 years old, and she's been on keto for a couple of days now, and she has more energy. It's cleared up her acne. It was, it just made me feeling a sense of hope. Again, my the weight that I want to lose, it's not a lot of weight. It's not a lot of weight, but I want to get the belly fat, and I found that I felt weak. Like you guys know that I used to share with you my walks. I used to have a cell phone and bring it to the park, and you see my little walk with my dogs to the park. Um, Yeah, I go to the park, but I've taken some days off, and I feel tired. My legs. It could be part of. I mean, even before keto diet, I felt weak. I felt weak for a number of years, um, but I just feel like it's getting more and more tired. Yes, yes, yes. We all get older and older too. But I don't like how I feel. Um, So with the videos that I saw, with the carnivore, especially carnivore diet, and the importance of electrolytes, and so I bought an extra. I mean, I have my magnesium and potassium pills. I take it once a day. Yeah, do not overdo that. But I take at least that. I have a multivitamin mineral supplement, a general supplement. But then I did add on, specifically supplements of magnesium and potassium for the muscles, especially I think the magnesium, yeah, both of them, magnesium and potassium. But I think especially potassium for muscle cramps. Yeah, it's like cramping, uh, and I have to stay hydrated. So they said that their products, they have electrolyte products that you can take, especially if you're going through this keto, carnivore lifestyle. So I had some yesterday. The maximum 2 servings a day, and you drink it with each serving is 16 ounces of water that you take it with. It's a small scoop. So so I had So I had that. Yeah, I had. Yeah, I added a scoop to my morning elixir. Yes, I have. I have a concoction of like ginger, um, cayenne pepper, vinegar, um, pinch of salt, sea salt, and then I added on those electrolyte things, and it tasted pretty good. I enjoyed it actually. So yeah, I want to stay hydrated. I think I have a big problem with staying hydrated. Uh, I'd be huffing and puffing. Yeah, you people, you don't want to get a cramp. I mean, here I'm conscientious about drinking water, and sometimes I don't get enough. Or sometimes you still feel full. Maybe the water, because I drink the water first thing in the morning, um, and then when I come back from walk, I have might have my meal. But now I think I have to wait and drink the water first, wait an hour, and then have my food. Yeah, I have to stay hydrated. And also, since now, well, I bought my my meats yesterday, my 100% grass-fed, allegedly. See, these days anybody can say anything, but it's supposed to be uh, 100% organic and grass-fed, and I paid a lot of money for it. And so I had them, each portion I had them wrap in a separate paper. So yeah, so I have the rest in the freezer, so I have to thaw it out, the portions. Yeah, I couldn't eat all the meat. Yeah, I bought a what do you call it, a ribeye steak, and it was okay. I didn't eat all of it. It was how many? Rather, it was less than a pound. I know it was less than a pound. Um, yeah, it was 0.86 pounds, and I ate maybe three-quarters of it. And so I'll have the rest today. I felt okay. I don't want to feel stuffed. I just want to be comfortable. So I have that and some leftover chicken that I just need to reheat. And that would be my meat. Um, I'll probably finish up the veggie. I have a few veggies, cauliflower. Yeah. It so I have to. Yeah, I probably would be more keto than a carnivore, but I want to blend the two. Like maybe have an all meat meal, and then maybe later, if I do want a little snack, and again, I have to get the calories too. Um, so I can get, I ordered some. Oh, yes, I found, I shared that yesterday, raw cheese. Yeah, so hopefully raw cheese means from raw milk. That's what I'm hoping. And yes, I ordered online some from a farmer. They make raw products, and it should be coming in the mail shortly. And I'll see how their food tastes, and I'll be giving my doggy woggies some of the cheese, the raw cheese. Yeah, I gave them. Yeah, I was meaning to do the video of them eating their raw meat. Yeah, I gave them a little portion of. I had the 100% grass-fed organic ground beef for them. I hope it's what it is. And they enjoy. Yeah, I gave it to them raw. I'm I. I figure, let's do this together. Me and my dogs. I love my babies. Yeah, let me show you them again. Okay, that's Lily. And those are the other two there. See that? My little fur babies. Yeah, I'm concerned with the little one, Lilac. Um, she has a little tumor. She has a tumor in a very vulnerable place on her face, her jaw. It looked massive. And I'm hoping that with a good diet, I decided for her not to get the needle in her jaw. I mean, she's basically active. Um, I want to give her healthy food, and I want to look up some things for dogs in case they may have a tumor. What I can do nutritionally to put at bay um, the tumor. Yeah. I think a lot of these things are due to the shots that dogs have to get. If you don't do it, um, you can get a fine, I think, you know. Yeah, because every year you have to register your dog. Every year, yep. And they ask about the rabies and things like that. They ask about it, and then they require you proof. So some things I just, it's a shame what they do to, what I feel they do to your pets. Why all these tumors? And it could be the food too. Yeah, the other reason why, I mean, here I bought just a week ago, a week and a half ago, um, the kibble. It's supposed to be a good brand of kibble. I showed you all that yesterday. I'm sorry. But I'm concerned about, what are they really putting in your food? I mean, uh, maybe 8, 9 years ago, that little dog there, the Shih Tzu, she did get sick because of the kibble. I was told by one of the new workers that they had recalled this particular brand, but I don't remember what the brand was. And when I went back to the store to talk to the manager about it, he played stupid about it. So yeah, they closed down. See, when you do evil like that, and don't let your customers know. See, it's all about greed and money. And so they're out of, sorry, I have to get off soon. Yeah, they prompted up 5 minutes. For whatever reason, it's not charging as we're going, even though it's plugged in. Yeah, so um, I really want to do my doggies well, that they maybe I should, I'm thinking, I used to feed them, home cooked meals many years ago. After that incident from that store giving tainted food, dog food, it was kibble. I started to give them home cooked meals. I did it for 1 year. Yeah, I was vegan also back then. I did the vegan for 9 months, and then I had the cramps in my leg. And I went to the doctors, and I just said, hey, just in case if it's because of it. But no, it's not because of the veganism, because it's still, I'm not a vegan now, definitely not. And I'm having the same symptoms. So I think it's a hydration, more electrolytes I need. Um, but yeah, I used to cook their food, and I'm thinking, hey, maybe I should just go, you know, meet with them, not using the kibble anymore. Just have the kibble for a backup in case of emergency. So yeah, it's a big. Oh God, I have 40 pounds of it. About 40 pounds of kibble, premium kibble. So yeah, I want us all on the health track, and I don't mean to offend anybody or any ethnic group. I'm going by my experiences and people who were nice enough to tell me, hey, this is what so and so is doing, or what could happen. What could happen to people who, cheap labor, who may not have the same standards of living. And you bring them in, because cheap labor, but you don't train them well. Yep, and that's what when you go to the stores now, that's what you get. You get someone who doesn't speak English. They're handling your vegetables and stuff like that, and you start to wonder, hey, is this person like what my instructor mentioned to me some years ago? And now you have this outbreak of the berries, the frozen berries, and it can get you sick. You love who you love. You can love who you love. But sometimes, being benevolent and sharing, they may not feel the same way about you. Let me reiterate that. You may love the guest workers, as some of them are called guest workers here, but do they love you back? Or do they love your hand, what you can give them? I know this sounds very negative, but I love my fellow Americans and the lawful immigrants here who come here because we have high standards of living. I want to protect them too. I love people and I want to protect people, and that's what this channel's about. Each one teach one. I don't know everything, but what I know, I share on this channel. That you could love someone and bring them in, have so they can have uh, the American dream. But some of them, the American dream is to take over and to destroy your community and the soundness. And some may deliberately not wash their hands because they're dumb, fat American. They don't care about us. So it's just food for thought. So be careful in how you prepare your food, especially food that may be claimed to be pre-washed or the frozen berries. Okay, look on the video that the thumbnail. It has the name of the video and the YouTuber, and you can watch the video in detail about the which companies and which package are recalled. Okay, be safe this summer season. Okay, peace, love, and joy. And if you like this content, you may wish to PayPal me. To do so, just go on my channel, Spirit Journey, and on the banner's right-hand side, you'll see my PayPal me link. Just click on the link and follow the prompt. Any amount would be greatly appreciated. And I'm thanking you in advance. Thank you. Peace, love, and joy, and wellness be on to the viewer of this live stream. Bye bye.